Hello and welcome to another dramatic reading by me, Anzine84. Today we're going to be digging up a project I put off for a long while in the form of Shou Akizuki's Super Sentai vs Power Rangers. Now if you're unfamiliar with that, I did it back in 2020 for a bit of variety, and while it was popular, the author removed the fic from fanfiction.net a few days later, which put paid to any further videos until I was able to uncover a rough copy of Chapter 2 to continue that, but then other things came along and, well, I kept going with them instead of this, and now I've discovered that there is a saved copy of the remaining chapters, as totaling 37 in total, after the first 3. I decided to continue starting with Chapter 3. Now for a recap, at the world of Super Sentai year 2011, after the event of Go Ranger through Go Sage have occurred, with Go Kaija being decanonized, but we'll get back to that way later on. An army of evil, known as the New United Alliance of Evil, led by Radige, the big bad from Jetman, and consisting of Tranza, also from Jetman. All the villains from Bokendra, with the exception of Gaja, I Bishop Gaja, and Echo of Illusions, the former because he's just not shown up, the latter because he's being kept as a pet. So the rest of that is Creator King Ryuwon, Questers Guy and Ray, a Yaiba of Darkness, and Jizuka of the Wind, who's been reimagined as a clone of a Jetman villainess Maria. And the other villains included are Long from Geki Ranger, Dr. Nakadai from Abba Ranger, Angel who's been brainwashed since he turned good, Taozant from Hurricaneger, Trakina from Power Rangers Lost Galaxy, and Mesagog from Power Rangers Dino Thunder, both whom are there because shut up. That's why. And anyway, they've attacked the world of Super Sentai and conquered the entirety of Europe without anyone doing anything about it, or most of the Sentai being unaware. As a result, the Jetman banded together and gathered as many Sentai warriors as they could to form the Super Sentai Alliance. And amidst the bat, Aka Red, the embodiment of every Super Sentai, Ed dragged a few Power Rangers into the world of Super Sentai, namely Tommy Oliver, Jason Scott, Trini Kwan, and Zordon, who's been revived as a human driving a truck that can travel through time. Oh, and Jason and Trini are now being written as Go and Mika from Bioman because the author drew some comparisons between the characters. And all of them are now speaking Japanese, presumably due to Aka Red having some translation power or something. Anyway, the Power Rangers heroes are mistaken for evil imposters and arrested, and while Jason went quietly, Trini didn't, which seems rather out of character if you know anything about them. But anyway, let's get on with Chapter 3, which is actually Chapter 4, thanks to the prologue. New Friends, which is spelled with an exclamation mark in the title, but on the in-page text, it's with a question mark. Author's note. Some of the scenes below are a reference to Deca Ranger vs. Abba Ranger, one of my favourite crossover movies. It's also a lot of people's favourite crossover movie, purely for Dr. Nakadai's entrance. Also, this is the chapter where Bulk and Skull first appear as partial comedy relief. Watch the other part of them, who will be operating with the heroes in base. Oh yeah, rejoice, as the coming of Kimberly Hart is nigh. You are not was, you will never be was, you cannot hope to be was. Anyway, let's get on. Slightly revised on December 30th, 2011. And this saved copies from April 20th, 2012. So, this was 5 months old at the time. In the last episode, Trini was arrested along with Zordon, Jason, and Alpha Phi for a little investigation with the Special Police Ranger. Probably supposed to be interference. They were locked up in the SPD jail in the new Skybase. The original Skybase featured in episode 1 of Jetman, and it got blown up about 5 minutes in as Radige made his arrival. As the name implies, this is a new version built specifically for this fic. You've got it all wrong, it's a misunderstanding, said Trini, who was still angry about her camera being destroyed in battle. Oh yeah, doing a clone of Ika, Trini is now a photojournalist, and her camera did get destroyed last episode, and she's in a bit of a huff about it. Trini, calm down and think properly, said Jason in a rather dignified manner. Jason advising calm, what bizarre universe is this? We can prove ourselves innocent somehow. We're in this strange new world, so they'll think we're invaders. Well, yeah, that's what's happening. Very well then, but I'd like to kick their butt for accusing me of being a criminal, said Trini, who was pretty pissed off at being wrongfully accused. Trini, have you forgotten about your kung fu principles? Listen, we've got to stay calm, said Jason, holding her shoulders. He sat down, remaining calm, waiting for the Sentai warriors to get them for some investigation. Thinking about things would push through. Trini was getting highly impatient over the situation. Only if could get out of here. That'd probably be if only I could get out of here. I kicked that girl's butt. That girl being Sakura Nishihori from Go-Go Sentai Bokenja. It's all a bad dream, said Trini, who was showing signs of being upset as he's entered phase 1 of mourning. Delisle. Miga's spirit spoke to her, saying, Trini, you must remain calm. Just listen to Jason. Well, she's obviously not listening to him. So what chance do you have? Woman she's never met and probably never will since you're dead. Tetsu and Jasmine were discussing some matters aside from their newly established relationship. But yeah, the author was shipping Tetsu and Jasmine because at this time it hadn't yet been established that Jasmine got married to Hikaru, the kid from 2 episodes early in the series. The author did post a blog post saying he wasn't happy with that, which someone kindly linked to me when I asked about it. Jasmine, my honeybee, you might think of considering this could be like our instance with the other Rangers. So like it we're about to reenact parts of it. And also because due to the fact the cast of Deca Rangers dubbed over their equivalents when Power Rangers SPD got imported to Japan, I'm going to be voicing the Deca Rangers accordingly. So Tetsu sounds like Sam, Jasmine sounds like Z, and so on. What if they mean no trouble as well? I mean, said Tetsu. Still, we've got to be safe because enemy tactics are becoming more and more dangerous, especially with the rise of United Alliance of Evil, said Jasmine. She said that, but in the last episode, the worst they did was blow up a daycare, smash incinerate a tanker full of oil, and kill a few people. That's not exactly dangerous. I'll start probing their minds. The guy who I find out is Jason, based on his papers, came in quite willingly. Jason had papers on him? Why? He's a highly dignified man, no doubt. Yeah, he just quotes Hitler, but otherwise he's a pretty cool dude. He's been very cooperative. However, I'll still scan their minds in order to be safe. He's been very cooperative. Words that were not particular. I don't think were said about Austin St. John when he scammed money out of the government. If you say so, said Tetsu. Shut her hands on each prisoners, but found none on Alpha 5. So Alpha 5 doesn't have her hand. Well, duh. Because he was a robot. Okay, if you're confused, to quote Deca Rangers narrator, Jasmine is an esper. Every time she touches something, she gains an telepathic insight on whoever touched it last. It means she should be getting Zordon's mind from touching Alpha. Just then, Jasmine began to impersonate the MMPR action. The nondescript MMPR action. And even Alpha 5's expression. Yes, the expression on his unmoving robotic face. Whoa, said Tetsu amazed. What? Yeah, her powers are pretty cool. Oh, when you've seen them for the umpteenth time. And what did I do? Asked Jasmine. Let's just take them all to the lie detector test. By the way, Tetsu, I appreciate if you have them tested right away. And we've also rescued another stranded person somewhere from the Institute for Science Center. His name is Tommy Oliver. Foreign visitor, scientist, I don't know. He had no records here, but his ID says he's a paleontologist and a high school professor, said Tetsu. Who? Tommy? Did you say Tommy? We're his friends, said Jason. Remember the days you had with Tommy? Recall the days when Tommy Oliver became the Green Ranger to the White Ranger and eventually NC Zero Ranger 5. He also remembers the offset disputes the actors had. Yes, I just did, said Tetsu. Oh yeah, if I can take your claim, you know him. We'll just need to clear you out. If you're guilty, then we'll have to hand you over to the authorities. Agreed, said Jason. I understand with all that. So he's willing to go to jail if he fails a lie detector test? Honor before reason, much? Jason, you can't be serious about that, said Trini, skeptical about the situation. And But the only way we'll prove we're innocent, Trini, if we just wait, said Zordon. Trini felt a bit tense on the matter. She was uptight about her situation. Jason, I hope you know what you're doing, said Trini, still mad at Sakura. Jason, Zordon, Alpha 5 and Trini were taken for a lie detector test, which didn't take long. And we don't even get to see it because Berserker hates the concept of details. They're finally cleared based on Jasmine's records. What records could you have that would clear them? Sakura was pretty worried she could not find a picture reference of Trakina, who she had fought a while ago during the missions. And by a while ago I mean last chapter. That creepy bug woman I fought bore no resemblance to any villain in the records. Could it be she's not of this world? Maybe we're just pretty outdated with our villain files that we don't get anything new, said Sakura. I mean, the files are based off villains you've battled, so yeah, your files are outdated. It's if Sakrina is not in it. It's possible that we could be outdated or she's not of this world, said Sota. Which is literally what Sakura just said, but this author likes to reiterate details. None of the records of previous Sentai villains show at all, but she could just be a new enemy we're not sure of. Or if she's Hygiene's daughter or some missing civilization we didn't know exist. Yes, he really wrote didn't know exist. Now as for who Hygiene is, it's the bad guy from the summer movie for Bokenja, who's an organism that travels the galaxy, finding the strongest life forms on a planet and then absorbs them to become stronger. How it could have a daughter, I don't know. And as the undiscovered civilization comment, that's pretty much what Bokenja's MO is. Discovering undiscovered civilizations, finding artifacts that could potentially destroy the world in the wrong hands and securing them so the wrong hands don't find them. This worries me, said Satoru. Satoru being the leader of the Bokenjas. I believe that we're facing some mysterious visitors. We have to confirm whether or not they're part of an entire invasion plot against our world. And to be honest, I hate to think of the Ivers also back in the Netherworld, said Massimino. Once they fall down there, they're beyond redemption. And I mentioned about Dr. Nakadai was among the had to be brainwashed into joining villains, despite presumably also coming from the Netherworld. Also, just say hell. Hell, it's not that bad a word to use. Not to mention perhaps other negative syndicates, said Natsuki Mami, here trembling in fear. Okay, a weird thing you referred to Sakura, Sota and Satoru with their given names, but with Masami and Natsuki he felt the need to add their surnames on. We have to stay firm, said Satoru positively. Satoru's tick was clicking his fingers and saying attack, which he doesn't do here. Characterization of his fake is not great if you've forgotten or weren't aware of this. Tommy is coming from a rather nasty bump. His wound attended to by Taku, Shiba and Mako. Ouch, this hurts. This really hurts, said Tommy. Oh no, I broke my morpher. Don't worry, you've got like 5 of them, since this fic predates the whole Master Morpher concept, yet Tommy has all of his old powers. What's this stuff? Asked Mako. Mako being the pink from Shinkenja. Actually, I'm a Power Ranger in the past, and I carry that around. Implying you're not one in the present? Those guys you took for a lie detector test are my friends, said Tommy. How do you know that Jason and Trini were taken for a lie detector test? Was he looking at them through the cell windows? You've got some interesting friends. I think it was Redcliffe Sakura to attack that camera and just like that, said Mako. However, I did dream of seeing so many characters, at least 7 different characters. One even said he was the embodiment of hope and he was searching for the right person to help us, said Tommy. Yeah, one thing I forgot to mention, Tommy got visited by Akared, who was saying he was looking for a human host to bond with and share his powers. And surprisingly, Tommy was not worthy, despite... I'm pretty sure any rabid PR fan and any non-rabid PR stan of Tommy would tell you that there really is no better choice among the Power Rangers. Except maybe Troy, but I doubt anyone would support him getting it. I just wonder who he'll be, said Taku Shiba. We'll soon find out, said Tommy. And I guess he'll have a very grand appearance. We'll get back to that in due time. Tommy's mind was still disturbed at Akared's appearance as well. Yeah, I know. Who'd have thought the guy voicing him would turn out to be a total creep? He thought of Akared wanting to use him originally as a catalyst to help boost up both teams. What? Akared, if I'm not the hero, who is? Said Tommy Oliver. Just as it was, the phrase that has no meaning here. Jason, Zordon, Alpha 5 and Trini got out of the testing room. They saw Tommy. Tommy, is that really you? I heard you were a doctor. I heard about you and Catherine breaking up also, said Jason. I know, said Tommy. Teen love just doesn't last long as most people think it does during their teens. Well, considering that he and Catherine are canonically married, he does have, I think, at minimum ninja steel. Yes, it does. I do hope you can find your true love someday, said Jason. But to be honest, I nearly got engaged to a Japanese girl who refused her father's hand-picked fiancé for her. And remember what I said about Jason basically being turned into a copy of Go from Bioman? Well, this example, since this exact scenario happened to Go in one episode, with the twist being that the hand-picked fiancé was regular villain monster tricking the old man into helping him forge a sword to defeat the Bioman with. But in the end I refused because it'd be a rush marriage. Yes, he really said rush marriage. I hardly knew her. I don't have any love interest as of right now, said Tommy. In his heart he was somehow still in love with Kimberly Hart. Really? No wonder Kat broke up with him. But why did she break up with him? Didn't you read her letter? She found someone else. He still longed for her and Catherine could not fill that hole either. Again, no wonder you two broke up. Jasmine and Saka began to beg Trini for an apology, and Hoji and Takushiba went to beg for an apology too to Jason. I'm pretty sure they wouldn't beg for an apology, but just ask for one. And also, Jason came along quietly. Taku and Hoji did nothing unpleasant to him. Why are they asking for an apology? They brought her camera's memory card safe and sound. Pretty sure the camera was blown up, so the fact that the memory card survived was amazing. Sorry I ruined your camera, Trini, said Sakura in a rather slow manner of speaking. I decided to buy a new one. Here it is. Actually, the memory card is still in one piece, so I placed it there. Thank God, thanks. Good thing the memory card is still in one piece, said Trini. Also, I'm sorry for the fight too. Me too, said Sakura. I was already falling into judgmental moods. Meanwhile, Jason seemed talking with Hoji and Takushiba. Hoji being the blue from Dekaranger and Takushiba being the red from Shinkenger. As you can probably tell, the Sentai that appear of the author's favourite series. Prominently from the author's favourite series, with ones who only appear in minor roles to say, oh yeah, this guy exists, are ones the author is indifferent about or doesn't like. Right. We're sorry for attacking you, said Takushiba. We fought with an invader collaborating with a bat-like alien called Umbrella. I can understand what's going on, Jason. After all, your world has been attacked by aliens and other evil organizations too much, so you would normally suspect it to be so. If you landed on our world, we'd make the same mistake too. Well, no, they'd probably just assume it was another Power Ranger and bring him to try and ascertain what his deal was. 6% of it generally. He shoot first, ask questions later when it comes to team-ups. By the way, you're not Power Rangers as you say. I just find it crazy. On Earth where we don't exist, I wonder what's going on. This seems to be a new experience to me. But the term foreigners, we are the Super Sentai, said Hoji. By the way, I think we can use additional help to help us defeat the United Alliance of Evil. Help to help. I'll let you figure out what's wrong with that phrasing. You're pretty curious. We've got an archive of the various groups who defended this Earth for at least 37 years. I believe that yours could be a shadow of our world. Yes, the whole Power Rangers Shadow Sentai thing comes up a lot. It annoys some people, but it's kind of true in a meta sense. And I'm glad there are others who will like us. Another technique that has been used by previous enemies is also to create fake Sentai groups to destroy our reputation. And then again, that's another good reason why he'd mistake me for a villain, said Jason. I guess a villain under Miss World are more vicious than what I've seen. Well, the only thing he's seen are Rita, Zed, Ed, the Machine Empire, and none of them have cleared the complete monster list on TV tropes, so I'll give him this. The first time I've seen so many gunshots in one day. Kid has never been in actual combat a day in his life. But our latest problem is the United Alliance of Evil. Chewing on them isn't very easy. In fact, I really got so tired the other day, said Takushiba. Maybe if you weren't trying to chew on Radiguet, I mean, the dude's made of metal. Well, what did you expect would happen when you tried to bite your teeth into him? That's longer than hours, said Tommy, although he thought the long battles may have to beat Repulsor and Lord Zed. What the hell does that comment have to do with anything? Ingake? Zordon then overheard him mention the dreadful name of the United Alliance of Evil. "Oh, United Alliance of Evil," said Zordon. "I thought they were destroyed when I supposedly destroyed myself to get rid of them. I guess I'm back because they're back in a new incarnation of evil beyond our imaginations." So basically, Zordon has revived because of the existence of a new United Alliance of Evil, which is pretty much the justification as to why the Power Rangers are here, probably. Now they're truly an alliance of evil. Well, yeah, this one actually does have multiple members from different series, whereas one in space mostly just be villains adapted from Mega Range until the last 2 episodes. It's another incarnation, I suppose. Before I got water, I received a vision of 5 people who said they were my 5 counterparts, which I believe is real. They said a legendary conflict is happening. I believe the United Alliance of Evil has fallen under new leadership from this world, and a more evil one that is, said Tommy. Oda was in deep thoughts about the sorrows of Deca Ranger. In his mind was a memory of him and his sister Miwa, who actually does exist. She wasn't just invented for this fic. Flashback as Hoji and his sister Miwa and their mother, who were given the sad news from a special police Deca Ranger about the death of their patriarch. Yeah, this bit is definitely cribbed from Power Rangers SPD, since Hoji did not have that backstory in Deca Ranger. However, Tetsu did. "We're sorry, Mrs. Tomasu. Your husband died in battle. However, you can only take comfort. We have already arrested the killer and deleted him," said Numo, who went into their house. "If you deleted him, you didn't arrest him." "No, no," said Mrs. Tomasu in tears, thinking of her deceased husband. Hoji, still small, held on to his father's Deca Blue helmet that he found at their table. His sister Miwa had no ambition to be a Deca Ranger, but he did. "Dad, you just watch. I'll be the best Deca Blue ever. That child you saved. I'll be the best Deca Red ever. Dad, someday I'll be a great sniper like you are." Hoji in tears. "Shouldn't it be like you were, since, the dad is dead?" And the scene moved forward to where Hoji was applying for Deca Ranger just as a grown-up man. "Hoji, I can't afford to lose you like Dad," said Hoji's mother. "I'm sorry, Mom. I swore at Dad's grave I'd be the next Deca Blue. We'll soon have the best Deca Red ever. Top Academy Gyoku Row," said Hoji. And no, that is not Jack's equivalent for all you SPD fans. He's the lying guy who shows him the last episode to fight off the Trubians. In Deca Ranger, he was Jack's equivalent's predecessor who was taken off planet after suffering injuries that forced him out of action. Hoji then left in tears, hoping to become the best Deca Ranger he can. He was greeted by Doggy, Kruger and Jasmine. Flashback ends. "Very well then, feel free to roam around for a while before you start your official day tomorrow. I'll be training everybody to get into proper shape to fight against the United Alliance of Evil," said Supreme Commander Ryu, that being Ryu Tendo, Shoten Sentai Jetman's Red Hawk, who's the Supreme Commander because, Jetman are forming this alliance, so he gets superiority. He also held vast amounts of wealth as of recent, and being secretly a philanthropist. What? He'd worked together with Sargis as well, Sargis being the organization behind the Bokenjas. It stands for Search Guard Successor, is a play on the word Sagasu, meaning search. And he held rights for Roku Meikan Enterprises, those being the resources his wife Kaori owns. So it shouldn't really be a secret that he's rich. Meanwhile, the United Alliance of Evil had its own set of problems to deal with. Bella and Jakina returned to a base, kneeling before him, but Tranza was too open about his plan to take over, which is a very bad move. "Tranza, do you remember what I told you? You serve me now. If you don't kneel, I'll make you kneel," said Tranza. Is he talking to himself? Has he gone insane? I mean, even more insane considering how the whole thing ended. How his appearance ended and on Jetman ended. Radiguet was showing his viciousness towards him, ruining his invasion scheme. He verified some bolts, forcing Tranza to kneel down. "Fools," said Radiguet. "I chose you to as an acknowledgement of your abilities to this grand organization. You blew it! Now prepare to taste the consequences. You're all failures!" He fired some deadly lightning, causing Abella and Chiquina to be in pain, but not die. not actually die, because, as I guess, death is meaningless in this universe. Yes. The whole crowd what? Apparently she's not so cut out after all, said Tao Zanto, laughing as Trakina got her punishment. I have to admit it, though she's still pretty vicious. It'd be a bad move to remove her of this failure, but Tranzo, well, he'd be honored to be higher than us, and yet he got punished ahead of us, said Long. And like in Super Sentai vs. Super Sentai, I'm voicing Long with a Pegasus voice for maximum count. Forgive us, my lord, said Trakina and Umbrella simultaneously. And as for you, Tranza, declare my name, said Radiguet angrily after firing some energy bolts. A weakened Tranza shouted, Emperor Radiguet, out of despair. That's supposed to be a homage to Tranza's final appearance in Jetman, but it lacks the impact that Toshiki Inoue gave it. It's dismissed, said Radiguet. While you're in pain, think of how you can serve me better. Meanwhile, I still have some prisoners to execute. Yes, sire, said Trakina Radiguet in pain. Maybe I should work on taking over, said Tranza to Queen Umbrella, and thus introduces what is probably one of the Fick's most unintentional running gags. Pretty much every villain in the alliance of evil thinking they can take over, though none of them actually act on it on screen. And speaking of acting on things, a strange man with ice powers named Flurious, the bad guy for Operation Overdrive. I have my favourite Power Rangers season incidentally, and the author's least favourite, so I'm going to be especially critical of Flurious's appearance. Crashed into the United Alliance of Evil Forts with a rather stupid entrance. So stupid apparently the author couldn't even be bothered to dignify it with a description. He fell down that hard it hurt his buttocks. Whoa, talk about weird. This place is so huge. I wonder if it's some convention of evil I could get involved with. How the hell did you figure that? If there is, I joined the beat those accursed overdorks, said Flurious. Flurious would not call them overdorks. That sounds more like something Rita would call them. And Flurious would just directly call them Power Rangers. He was accidentally revived and brought in by Quester Guy and Quester Ray after a rather pathetic fight. Again, so pathetic, he was also pretty surprised when the voice was changed to Japanese. Like I said, his voice being translated. Okay, I'm gonna translate what he says next purely for the lulz. Oh, just give me a sec to type it in. Okay. Fiakatsu, koko de nani o shitoiru no, said Flurious. And another few minutes to type in what comes next to continue the joke. I promise I'll stop it for him after this one line. Okay. Fine, just give me a sec. Migu, Shita, kimi ka? Ah, so ka. Kimi ga dona hito soda, kimi o doi dake ia te eita ka wasureta da. The translated version of that line is, Fearcat, what are you doing here? Mig, Cheetah, is that you? Oh yeah, I forgot how I really hated you. Ooh, we're the Questers, said Quester Guy. I am Guy and he is Ray. We're not who you think we are. Let's bring this intruder to the castle. Somebody into the castle. V1 finally arrived to see the intruder who came in. He found Flurious who was there near the castle's doorway. What's this clown doing here, whoever he is? Said V1 with a gruff voice looking at Flurious. Brother, when did you sound so scary? Hey, fuck you, Flurious. Molto always sounded scary. Bet you can't forget about that red sled, can you? The guy who claims to hate Overdrive, he sure seems to have done a lot of research for this, aside from Flurious's speech patterns, because the red sled thing has brought him in like 2 episodes. Oh yeah, hey, nice neat look, huh? Said Flurious. I am not your brother, said V1, hitting Flurious really hard. And to emphasize that, I'm not even trying to attempt Moltor's voice for him. Instead, I'm going for Mizar from Yu-Gi-Oh! Zexal. You mistake me for somebody else. Maybe I look like your brother, whatever his name is, but I am not him. He smacked Florius up the face in so much anger. Florius fell down the floor. Maybe down onto the floor. Hey, what gives? Asked Florius. The eyebrow of the darkness came and said, Yuan, the Emperor wishes to see you now. He requests that we bring that clown in. We might have use for him. An intruder, huh? And not a very good one, isn't it? Well then, speak up before your master, Emperor Radigay. Who are you? Said Radigay angrily. I am Florius, great one, said Florius. I wish to be able to serve you. I have been brought back from the dead and have heard of this United Alliance of Evil. In 5 minutes, I wish to serve you in any means possible. Looks like I'll just play along and I'll get rid of him when I'm really bored. But for now I'll torture him for my pleasure, said Radigay. Well, I hope you have something worthwhile. And there's an apostrophe after you for some reason, said Radigay. We also do have our task is to release the Gordon back to the service. Gaja should be down there. What? That was really awkwardly worded. Apparently he's trying to release Gaja as a explanation as to why he's not here now. What? You are wanting to resurrect Gaja? Said Ryuon, but before Ryuon could speak another word, Radigay blasted Ryuon with his laser beam. I deem it as valid as part of my scheme to take over the universe, said Radigay. He can prove his worth by going in the mission to free Gaja. Should be on, not him. But he can't lead though. Ryuon, you lead this. Go with Yaiba. Send some Bagrinam to your Jaryu soldiers. Yes, master, said Ryuon, who stood up after receiving a blast. Then go, said Radigay, and don't return without Gaja. Oh, thank you for giving me that chance to serve you, great Emperor, said Florius. I'll prove that I can be part of this magnificent alliance. Fool, you may just be marching to your death, said Radigay. No, that's some 20 chapters down the line. Woohoo, it's time for a mission, said Florius, who then fell down. Pretty sure he's conflating Florius with Nog here. There's no time to be fooling around. I wasn't fooling around, that was clutziness. Go and retrieve Gaja, said Radigay. Hey, shut up, said Ryuon. Remember, I'm leading here, Snowball. Wow, Ryuon just back-talked Radigay. I'm surprised he didn't get punished for that. Crud, he's worse than my brother Moltor, said Florius. Yes, well, I'll give you that. Ryuon is pretty much firmly anti-human, while Moltor just wants power. Bokenders minus Boken Silver were once again by the ocean to where Gordon was, believing the United Alliance of Evil may resurrect Gaja next. How did they figure that out? They're inside the Go-Go Voyager in submarine mode. There may be some United Alliance of Evil agents here, said Boken Red. Gaja was known to have been defeated here the last time. May want to resurrect him too. Somewhere in the Super Sentai Universe 2011, which I think that's pretty much meant to be this universe, our Bokenders tried to guard their post, never guessed dropped by unknowingly. She was a pretty woman with brown hair and fair skin, short built and a sexy body. Yeah, we all had a sexual lust for Amy Jo Johnson. She was Kimberly Hart, Tommy Oliver's ex-girlfriend. She was wearing a simple but elegant black dress. In her memory, she was on the way to her rehearsal. She was not only a gymnast, but she was a talented musician, an idol singer of sort, and yet everything was lost in a day. Or is it? Where am I? What's going on? Ah, why are my thoughts in Japanese? Said Kimberly Hart. She began to sound like Karu Katsuragi in Bioman. Personally saw in her dream side from May of Zoo Ranger. So it's not just as Jason and Trini that are being forced to sound like their Bioman counterparts. It's Kimberly. I point out that she wasn't an idol singer. She was a flautist. Yes, I mean, the actress playing her has a bit of a career as a singer, as part of the Nia Girls group with the actress who played Ginga Pink. Now, for more hilarity, I'm going to translate Kimberly's thought into Japanese. I don't care if it pads out this video's runtime. こ Koko wa doko? Nani ga okoteru no? Ah! Doshite watashi no kangai wa nihonga no? Oh, night 4, she saw Hikaru Katsuragi was playing the flute. So, no, she's just going about her Tuesday. She also saw a visions of May of Zoo Ranger 2. Perhaps they were not just dreams, said Kimberly. Which in Japanese is Shoi wa Tana wa yume de wa nakata no kamoshirenai. And that's the end of my Japanese translation gag for this chapter. Then the United Alliance of Evil is at it again, calling for their evil attacks. There were some be Igoroids and Greenhams, from Deca Ranger and Jetman respectively, who were assigned to do scout duty, who began to encircle Kimberly Hart. Shizuka was there too. Oh no, what's going on? Said Kimberly. First I can't attend my recording, then biz. Oh, what's going on? Well then, looks like I'll torture you just for fun, said Shizuka. I'd say this is out of character, but like I said, she's been brainwashed into a copy of Maria from Jetman, which, for her, that isn't torturing someone for shits and giggles is in character. None of my watch, girl, said Kimberly Hart while she tried to remain calm and determined. Kimberly did some of her gymnast moves. She discovered she's fighting against mechanical robots while she took care of the Greenhams. The Greenhams aren't robots, they're, I don't know what they are, actually. It's an Inoue show, they never explain anything. Ouch, my hand, said Kimberly, feeling her hands in so much pain. She never joined in combat for a long time. Which is a bit of a metaconjuring how Amy Jo hasn't returned to Power Rangers since the Turbo movie. No, the 2017 movie doesn't count, that's an alternate timeline, she's not playing Kimberly there. But just as at her desperate moment, Trini, who was riding a new yellow motorcycle, where did she get that? Jason and Tommy Oliver riding in Tetsu's car to familiarise with Japan. So I'm guessing the SPD supplied the motorcycle. Tetsu was at the front with his girlfriend Jasmine. Am I deceiving me? Is that Trini? Said Kimberly Hart. Trini did a long jump, kicking out the Igoroid who was about to crush Kimberly, setting it off. That's a relief, said Kimberly. Trini then helped her up. Kimberly, how do you land in here? Asked Trini. Long story, I got stuck in some crazy warp hole and my car was on its way to my rehearsal, said Kimberly Hart. Tommy Oliver was surprised to find his ex-girlfriend, Kimberly Hart. There are many questions he would like to find out from her and he was only hoping to have her back. Wow, he's obsessed with Kimberly, isn't he? No wonder Kat broke up with him. Curse it, said Tsuka. Greenham, Igoroid, get them! Oh, Tommy, I wonder if you still have your Zeo Ranger power, said Jason. I still have it, said Tommy Oliver, changed to Zeo Ranger 5. Jason turned to Red Ranger 1, Trini into Yellow Ranger 1, and Tetra and Jasmine to their Deca Ranger forms to beat the Green of Igoroids. Deca Ranger, emergency! No, the transformation announcement is emergency Deca Ranger. The SPD announcement is SPD emergency. Once more, he's conflating to prevent intergalactic evil from doing as it pleases. Deca Yellow! To attack wicked evil. To smash the darkness of fear. The Daybreak Detective. Deca Break. More new rangers in this place, said Kimberly. This world's getting stranger and stranger. I haven't heard the rest. The heroes quickly took care of the Igoroid. On the other hand, Kimberly is seen fighting Shizuka while using her gymnastic moves. Oh, remembering that Kimberly isn't totally defenseless just because she has a morpher. I'll praise that now because when we get to near the end of this story, you'll see why. Kimberly managed to outsmart Shizuka in their battle. Even if she wasn't brainwashed, that wouldn't be an achievement. Shizuka is pretty dumb, proving herself. Oh, you're not pretty bad yourself, said Shizuka. The other Rangers cornered Shizuka, who then ran off. They turned back to their civilian forms. Tommy approached Kimberly. Tommy, is that really you? Asked Kimberly. Yes, it's me. You're safe now, said Tommy. We'll take you to headquarters. There may be more people missing right now, and maybe some are doing odd jobs like this. Thanks, said Kimberly with a smile. But I'm rather impressed you did manage to hold off that woman Shizuka, said Tetsu. So what are we dealing with now? Asked Kimberly. It's been a while since I did combat. Maybe United Alliance of Evil, said Jasmine. She's just one of the main villains. It'd be best if you get an orientation to the villains soon. Right now, they have every resource that has allowed them to be quite unbeatable. They after all conquered Europe in such a quick amount of time. But I'll join this fight too, only if I had my powers, said Kimberly. Why? You seem pretty capable without them. Well, we know more, said Tommy. You can get them back. Looks like Tommy can be paired with that Kimberly girl. They just do look good together, said Jasmine with silly thoughts. Oh yeah, this Vic likes to portray Jasmine as shipping everyone, which makes her one of the least liked characters among reviewers. But bear in mind this one is subtle since Tommy Kimberly shipping is not out of the ordinary, especially for a fan fiction. It's with the latest ships where it gets silly. Meanwhile, Boken decides to do surface check. That's right, they said surface check singular. As distraction bugs appearing as Jaryu fights began to appear. What the? Might be in here anyway, said Boken Red. Fire a shot to them. Roger, said Boken Black. Hurricanes were engaged in serious battle against the Jaryu fighters. Yeah, I'm not going to penalise them for saying in serious battle. That sounds rather correct. Expert, I'll probably copy-paste to see if it is. At the underground entrance of the Gordon Temple, I hope this clown dies in here, said V1, who annoyed at Fluid, who was skipping around happily like there was no tomorrow. Okay, now I'm seriously questioning how much research this guy did into a Flurry, since again this sounds more like Nog. V1, Flurries and the Eye of Darkness finally entered into the chambers looking for a Gordon seal. They had done some distractions. What distraction? Oh, Gaja, where are you? Said Flurries. I think this puzzle is what is needed. I'll just play with it and see if anything happens. I'm bored after all. Idiot, we're not here to play puzzle, said V1 to Flurries, slamming his face. But as Flurries began to play the puzzle, well, I guess V1 must not have slammed his face particularly hard. The Gordon Temple arose against his plan. What's going on? Asked Flurries. Why don't you ask yourself, stupid, said V1. You're about to kill us all with your playfulness. As they were blaming each other, the Gordon Temple finally arose from the ground. Gaja had returned, but Bokenja saw it rise again. Didn't we destroy Gaja? Asked Boken Red. Maybe not, said Boken Black. Not all Super Sentai enemies die in their final battles. I mean, Radagay, I believe, didn't die in his final battle. Yeah, this figure established that Radagay survived his canonical death by reincarnating as a mugger. And presumably he's transformed the mugger into a replica of his old body because otherwise all we villains are taking order from a guy in denim clothes. Which just sounds silly. And as for actual examples of Sentai villains who didn't die in the final battle, there's Iron Claw, who died in the Versus movie anyway. Bandora, who is simply sealed away back in her casket, and now I'm thinking about it, others include Gaja himself, who was last seen retreating into his prison, and the Yokai Daimao from Kaka Ranger, who was sealed behind the door of spirits. Long-Con Geki Ranger was transformed into a ball. No, really. Ellie and Dogranio from Lupin Ranger vs Pata Ranger, who was simply arrested and locked up. That's what Deputy Commander Guy told me. I agree, said Boken Red. Well, Deputy Commander Guy is a liar. Speaking, the Temple arose again. Wow. Ryuon, Yaiba and Flurious finally saw an ancient man with a pointed cap in white clothes. One hand was stone, the other organic. Mrs. Guards of a telekinetic freak. Think you mean the High Bishop of Gordon. They landed on some island. I'm back, said Gaja. This isn't me just doing a silly voice for comedy. He actually sounds like this in Bogenja. Well, Ryuon, who is this clown you brought with you? I have no intention of joining forces with you any longer. He's Flurious, the Ice Master. No time for that, Gaja, said V1. You will now be part of the United Alliance of Evil. Our Master Radagay wishes to add you to his high command. What United Alliance of Evil? I don't need any help from some organization, said Gaja. You have no choice but to join us if you want the Bokenja's dead, said the Eye of the Darkness. Do you remember how powerless we were apart? Asked V1. Like it or not. We have to work together to crush the accursed Bokenjas. Even work with the Questers. Questers, are they back too? Asked Gaja. Yes, they are, whether you like it or not, said the Eye of the Darkness. But first you're to join with us. Bokenja was surprised to find out their old enemies were alive. Yuan, Gaja, and the Eye of the Darkness. Flurries was there too, who was not familiar with them. What the? Operation Overdrive Rangers? Said Flurious in panic, remembering his previous defeat at the hands of Mac Hartford. No, we are the Bokenja, said Boken Red. Well, whoever you are, funny snowman, you're going down. Why are they calling him a snowman? He's made of ice. The fiery adventurer, Boken Red. but fast adventurer, Boken Black. But high up adventurer, Boken Blue. But strong adventurer, Boken Yellow. But deep adventurer, Boken Pink. Bokenders, behold, I am Furious, the Snow Master, said Furious with a funny pose before falling down. Not quite sure why raising his staff up dramatically would be a funny pose. But who brought this joker here? Asked Boken Black in an arrogant manner. Bokenders brought the calves and Jaryu soldiers. They face the villain together. Gaja, this time we destroy you once and for all, said Boken Red. Don't bet on it a bit, said Gaja. I am in charge here, said Viron. This is my mission. Well then, Bokenders, we're back with a vengeance. And as for you, Masumi, I look forward to drowning you in total darkness, said Yaiba the Darkness. Okay, I'll point out that I don't really remember Yaiba calling Masumi by name in Bokender, but I could be mistaken. I mean, I do have the whole series is on my computer. I could probably easily watch it again. I won't fall for that view on, said Boken Red. Alright, I missed a line. And after you, Boken Red, you'll see the fate of what Avengers have. To be drowned in darkness, said Vuon. I won't fall for that, Vuon, said Boken Red. So we're reigniting old rivalries. How original. Battles began to ensue. However, Florious's lack of competence caused to fire his projectiles the wrong way. Are we sure Florius didn't get brain damage when they brought him back? Hey, Whatba? Hey, Whatba? Watch it, Snowman, said Gaja angrily. Boken prepared the joker, sir. Okay, team, let's try to finish them, said Boken. Axel Tector. Boken were in formation. They fired the Axel Tector. Take advantage of Florius' incompetence to destroy him in one shot. Don't bet on it, said V1. The quest to ride out V1 fired destructive fireball, allowing the negative syndicate and Florius to escape. Drat, said Boken. We could have finished them. Well, the battle's just begun. What do you expect, said Boken Pink. Well, we've beaten those guys hundreds of times before, so I assume to actually defeat them for good this time. Just remember Boken saw Farkas Bulkmeyer, not it's Bulkmeyer, actually, and Eugene Skulovich, otherwise known as Bulk Skull, drowning as they both fell from the sky. I bring up the Bulk Skull theme, but I don't have an easy link to it. Hey, anybody, help, said Bulk Skull, who fell down from the sky from the year 2010 in contrast to the others. The other Power Rangers characters came from 2005. Why? Because the author hates the Disney era and the bulk of the series people talk about out from that era, as in the ones that weren't handled by Saban era creatives like Ninja Storm, Dino Thunder and RPM were broadcast. They were looking at the Bokenders were just right there. Hey Bulk, I believe you've got some help, said Skull as he saw the Go-Go Voyager, which is now spelled with a U for ooh in both goes for some reason. You've gotta be kidding, said Bulk, who then saw the giant Go-Go Voyager. See, we've got help, said Skull. Whoa, no, that's awesome. I wonder who's driving that ship, said Bulk. Bokender saw a tube about to dry. We can't just ignore them, they're about to drown. We're heroes after all, said Boken Pink. Blank, I would have just let them drown regardless. And also, isn't Rescue 80's department you're in charge of gathering treasure? What about the overweight one? Asked Boken Yellow. Wow, insensitive much. What's your language, Yellow? Said Boken Pink. I really should have read ahead and done a joke where I said, I'll let Sakura take this one for me. The civilian's in danger. Boken Red and Boken Black decided to help bulk up. Boken Pink was holding his skull up. He was helped in holding bulk up. Bulk was pretty thankful, though he was pretty disappointed that he dropped in a strange new world. Whoa, Power Rangers, said Bulk. New batter? Nice to meet you, Power Rangers. I'm Bulk and he's Skull. We're pretty greatly honored to be saved by you guys. Oh hi, nice to meet you all, said Skull. So are they speaking Japanese like the others? I mean can the Bokens understand them? That Pink Ranger must be a hot girl. Man, I must find Spike as stepmother soon, said Skull. That's another reason why we came from 2010, so the author... Because apparently the author wants to acknowledge Spike. As for why, you'll see when we get to chapter 21, I think. Nice to meet you both. Whether we're not Power Rangers, said Boken Red. But hang on, we're the Bokenders, a group of Avengers who defend Verlex from a negative syndicate. We're here to save you from drowning. Bokenders? Negative syndicate? What the? Said Boken Skull, confused. Bokenders had no choice but to reveal themselves. Reveal what? I mean, Even Volkendas don't exactly have a secret identity. They operate a museum. As Ben Skull was looking straight at Sakura, attracted to her physique as he wants on Kimberly Hart. Though Skull only cares about body language. I guess Ursula was right. And wow, she's hot, he said Skull as he saw Sakura face to face. Thanks for saving me, pretty girl, said Skull in a separate paragraph for some reason. Face is ready, he was attracted to Sakura's beauty. Whenever Sakura gave him a growl, nothing was staying, but he tried to hold her hands. And that's how babies are made. You're not my type, Skull, growled Sakura, scaring Skull off. Oh, whoa, said Skull as he nearly fell off the go-go void, but Sakura held him. You may have been rude, but a mission is a mission, said Sakura. Oh God, what a pretty girl, I can't have her. The same one with Kimberly long ago, said Skull. Let's take these guys to base, said Satoru. Wonder who these guys are, we just need to help them. Thanks, said Broken Skull. We'll take Mario and Mac and get all the help he can get in his wacky adventure with these two, said Satoru. I will point out that Makino isn't really a wacky character. Most he's basically just be dad to the Bokengers. Meanwhile, Kimberly Hart was now inside the new Skybase. She's honest to where she was at. What? Oh, talk about real. I envy both space rains, but now I find myself not envying them. This is much bigger than the command center, said Kimberly Hart. But it is, Kimberly. Welcome to a new Skybase. This will be our new base until we're back into our world, said Tommy. Which, given this fic never concluded, is never. She had an intimate reunion with Zordon and Alpha 5 as well. Kimberly, so you are here. Now here's your mother back view, Kimberly, said Zordon. Because I have it on me. Shut up. Well, Kimberly, it's nice to have you back, said Alpha 5. Things happen for a reason, Kimberly, like when you left us, said Zordon. I fought a long and bitter war, and now I fight it again. I amazed myself to why what I thought was my demise. What the hell does that sentence mean? I am back in my old body that Visa once destroyed in a time warp. Tree and James were somewhat having some chemistry glance for each other, but pretty much means he's trying to ship them together, which was something continued by the Boom comics for a unfortunately short while. But then decides to pretend nothing happened between them at that moment. Oh, sorry, said Jason and Tree to each other. Well, I guess I'll take a picture of that meteor then, said Trini, prepared to rush to the observatory. Hey, wait, said Jason. Wait for me, Trini, I'd like to go there too. On the other hand, Tommy really had a lot of talking with Kimberly Hart to do. Perhaps there was some secret he just wanted to learn. Kimberly, can we really go back to where you were? Asked Tommy Oliver to himself, who was still in love with her after many years. So Tommy Oliver is confirmed a simp for Kimberly. On the other hand, Kimberly knew full well her real reason for writing a Dear of John letter in the past. She never met anybody else, she just didn't want to get in his way and all. It may sound like character assassination or blatant fic-fickery, but this actually was the explanation given by the Mighty Morphing Pink miniseries from Boom Studios. Oh, she could have had a relationship with Jason, but it wasn't meant to be either. I mean, they did go scuba diving together in the Turbo movie, but I'm not quite sure that was meant to imply a relationship. Bender was met by director Aya, that being Chief Aya Odagiri of area children's Sentai Jetman. She's trying to get to know her parents better so she can also fight into win the battle as soon as possible. And she is similar to combatant even if she doesn't more. So I guess we have another comrade on board, said Director Aya. Nice to meet you, miss. I'm Kimberly Hart, said Kimberly. I'm Director Aya. Well, if you do not mind, I'd like to ask you to fill up some papers to be part of us. You'll be getting your own room. You'll be getting to know the rules also, said Director Aya. Gladly, said Kimberly with a smile. Well, Kimberly, I'm glad you're back with us too, said Tommy Oliver. Deputy Commander Guy Yuki, who's Jetman's Black Condor, who'd been revived, eyed for the purposes of starring in Miss Fick. Had to be careful enough not to flirt with her or his wife, Ako Hayasaka Yuki, the Blue Ranger from Jetman, who's married to Guy and Miss Fick for reasons, probably because as she and Guy are the only ones not paired up. May hit him hard, or his son Joe Yuki, an original character for Miss Fick who barely appears, could rebel by any means, so he had her escorted by his wife as to avoid any temptation. Ako, you may want to feel our guest feel at home. Shouldn't that be help our guest? Said Deputy Commander Guy. Oh sure, said Ako. Ako's now leading Kimberly to our new room. Well, Kimberly, sir, I guess you'll like it here. In fact, we're all on the same side of justice. But sigh. Children fight over who's better sorted, but I have to punish my son Joe for that. School many argue too much between American and Japanese entertainment, said Akko. That's supposed to be a commentary on the argument that inspired this fic. If so, it's pretty much the only time a fic comes close to addressing the argument in universe. Well, it's nice to know that you're a mother, said Kimberly, smiling. Well, I do think that guy, Tommy, I think he should be the guy for you, said Akko. Tommy, will he forgive me for dumping him? Asked Kimberly. At her own room, Kimberly had been seen taking off her outer garments in her new room while she hummed the song Puddle of Grace through her lips. I don't know that song and I need to read, so I'm not going to be doing that. She was staring at the mirror, thinking about the events of the day. No, I never knew I'd be fine again, said Kimberly, facing the mirror while only in her underwear while she prepared to take a shower. Bit risque, isn't that? She then later slipped into the shower area to take a shorter shower, wrapped herself with a towel, and the later scene has her in her underwear while combing her long hair. Tommy, I'll really tell you the real reason I broke with you. I never met anybody in Florida. None, said Kimberly, who felt a tear drop down from her left eye down to her cheek. She never thought she and her ex-boyfriend would once again meet face to face. You've met since then in the Turbo movie. Kimberly can remember seeing pulling out her new set of garments and she placed them on. Author's note. Final closing scene is somewhat inspired from one episode of Flashpoint where Amy Jo Johnson starred for a number of episodes. She's in fact already almost 40 but looks way younger than that. No arguments there. Amy Jo Johnson does look good for her age. Maybe that could add to something about her that nobody was aware of. What are you implying, Akizuki, about she's a vampire? Anyway, this chapter is decent aside from Flourish being character assassinated. Aided and the action being fairly weak. He does a good job setting up the status quo with Erwan making the villains seem slightly more formidable by allowing them to have a victory. And ironically, the victory only came due to Flurious, something the author won't acknowledge. So if I decide I'm going to continue this in the future, tune in next time for Chapter 4 or Chapter 5, depending on the system used. New Alliance.